Munetaka Murakami put on a show last night, blasting his league-leading 13th home run of the season. It came in a 6-run second inning as the White Sox rolled to an 8-2 win. Now the Sox are back here at Petco tonight, looking to take Game 2 in the series from the Padres. And they'll hand the ball to Sean Burke, who just keeps trending in the right direction. The last time he pitched in this ballpark, September of 2024, he gave them 6 strong innings and allowed just 1 run. And on the other side, the Padres go with Michael King, who's been one of the best in the National League. His 2.41 ERA ranks 4th among qualified starters. How's it going, everybody? Welcome into the broadcast. I'm Brooke Fletcher. Munetaka Murakami was on full display last night. You love to see the Mune magic. He hit his 13th homer of the season, 9 in his last 16 games, which is absolutely insane. What he is doing right now is so rare. He's actually one of just 6 players in Major League history to have at least 13 home runs and 27 walks through his team's first 32 games. And that list, well, names like Jim Thome, Albert Pujols, and a couple of appearances from Babe Ruth. But if you ask Mune about it, he's quick to point to the guys around him like Colson, who also went deep last night, saying they're pushing each other every single day. And he'll also tell you, hey, it's only May. There's a long way to go, but he's likes where things are at right now and wants to just keep building off of that. And he'll get the chance to do that again here tonight. Coming up, lucky 13. The Sox are 9-4 in their last 13 games. That's the 4th best winning percentage in all of baseball. Gordon and John have more coming up next. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere.
White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is presented by Toyota. Visit your local Chicagoland Toyota dealer or Toyota.com today. Let's go places. By Davis Law Firm, your Chicago lawyer. By Prevagen, made for your brain. And by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. That's Wintrust. Visit wintrust.com/here to learn more.
Some baby, we just wanna win more. One some baby, we just wanna win. One some baby, we just wanna win. And what we want? Win more. Now you finish. We just wanna win. We just wanna win. Game on. We just wanna win. We just wanna win. Now you finish. We just wanna win. We just wanna win. Game on.
Over the last 2 weeks, the White Sox have become a different team. They've been one of the best teams in Major League Baseball since April 17th. Over the last 13 games, White Sox a 9-4 record. Hoping to keep that rolling here in San Diego as we get ready for Game 2 of this series. What's up, everybody? Welcome inside the booth alongside my guys, Gordon Beckham. I'm John Schriffenert. The White Sox, they have now won 4 in a row. You thought last night was a big test against this Padres team. They are World Series contenders. How do you think the White Sox fared in their test against the Padres?
Yeah, the White Sox have been beating some solid teams, but nothing like they faced last night in the San Diego Padres. They are one of the best teams in the big leagues, and the White Sox took care of business. They have been doing it in all facets, a 3.58 ERA over that time. They've been hitting the daylights out of the ball, 24 home runs, 5.9 runs per game over those 13. And guess what? Only 4 errors in that last 13 as opposed to 13 errors in the first 19. So they've cleaned it up defensively. Right there you see Mydroth, he's doing it, the pitching staff's doing it, and the ball is leaving the yard. The boys are ready to rumble, and so are we.
Coming up, well, I hope you like some M&Ms because Murakami and Montgomery, they have been feasting off of pitching all season long, and they are feeding off each other at the plate. Will they go deep again tonight? Well, tune in. First pitch coming up next. How do you like your M&Ms? Peanut, plain, it doesn't matter at this point. Montgomery and Murakami are just going to town at the plate. They have homered 7 times together in the same game. It has been an incredible run so far this season. Will Venable in his second season here with the White Sox. Take a look at the team, what they did in 2024, 2025. And now Murakami and Montgomery, 22 home runs together to start 2026. Take a look at the starting lineup for your Chicago White Sox. It is Andrew Benintendi DHing. He'll be leading things off, followed by Murakami, leads Major League Baseball with 13 bombs. Vargas, Montgomery, Maedroth, and Tanachi. He's been pesky in the middle of the order. Carroll behind the plate, Kelnick, and Tristan Peters is in center.
Michael King on the bump for the Padres. The 30-year-old will take the mound for the 7th time so far this year. An expected ERA in the mid-3s, but at home he has been excellent. Couple starts, a .82 ERA here at Petco. There's his arsenal: sinker, change, sweeper, four-seam. Last time out he did use that four-seamer more than the sinker, so something to look at today. Here's the defense behind King: Laureano, Merrill, and Tatis Jr. in the outfield. In the infield, Machado, Bogarts, Cronenworth, and Gavin Sheets. Behind the dish, Luis Camposano. Our weather is presented by Four Seasons Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing, and Electric. And just like yesterday, it is near perfect, John. A little bit windier today, but it is perfect.
First pitch is in there. And how about a challenge on the first pitch by Luis Campusano behind the plate? ABS powered by T-Mobile. Well, that's how we started.
And we're off. I think that tells us all that we need to know.
It's interesting. Andrew Benintendi has told me multiple times that, hitting leadoff is not exactly his favorite spot in the order. But it seems to really get this offense going. So he's one of those guys who said, look, if that's what it takes, I will hit leadoff and start to figure things out.
Yeah, for me, he's a solid at bat. He hasn't gotten off to the best start, obviously, this year, but he provides a pro at bat. That's really what you want at the top of the lineup to start the game.
0-2 pitch. And he did go around, a strikeout for Benintendi. StatCast 3 is powered by Google Cloud. We take a look at Munetaka Murakami. And for Murakami, the 13 home runs he has hit this season.
It's a very colorful arrangement, and it doesn't really matter where they throw it. It looks like he's taking it out of the ballpark. The only quadrants that don't have a lot of damage is the top of them. Hard to live up there to a guy like Murakami, though. He has been on a tear.
Hit a 3-run home run to cap off a 6-run second inning for the White Sox last night. Time for our lines to watch, presented by Circus Sports. Sports betting the way it should be. We check out the odds for Munetaka Murakami tonight. Gordon, what do you like here?
You know what I want to know is, what are the odds he hits a double or a triple? Because the odds of him going deep are pretty good.
We have not seen him hit a double or a triple yet here in his Major League career. Plus 290 for a home run. That's also one of the lowest odds we have seen on him so far this season. So Vegas is starting to catch up. They understand just how good Murakami is. A late strike call there. Count is even here at 2-2.
John, he's the only player in Major League Baseball that has 25 hits or more that does not have a double or a triple, and yet he leads in home runs.
Unbelievable what we are watching right now. 2-2 pitch. Anybody you can remember you could compare this to? A guy maybe you played with or played against?
Well, Jose Abreu did something similar, but not to this level, not even here.
2-2 again. Grounded to first is Gavin Sheets stepping on the bag, and there's 2 away. White Sox baseball on Chicago Sports Network is brought to you by Wintrust. Different approach, better results. We appreciate you spending your Saturday night with us here on CHSN. In the booth here with Gordon Beckham. Another good crowd here tonight in San Diego. Brooke Fletcher on the field, providing us updates all game long. I'm John Schriffen. As Miguel Vargas takes that first pitch, strike 1. This middle of the order for the White Sox, Murakami, Vargas, and Montgomery, they now provide a punch as the three of them seem to just feed off each other this early part of the season. Had a great conversation yesterday. You talked about with what Murakami is doing. Takes a lot of pressure off guys like Vargas and Montgomery to just do their jobs.
Yeah, the pressure definitely has been put on Murakami, and he's been allowing these guys to sink into the season a little bit and not overly think about some early struggles. I know Colson got out of the gate a little bit slow over the first 10 games or so, and you know, it helps when guys are hitting.
Michael King, couple strikeouts here in this first. When we come back, it is Sean Burke to the bump. Coming off his best outing of the season. Looking for more of the same here in San Diego. Take a look at the starting lineup for the San Diego Padres. Ramon Laureano leads things off. Fernando Tatis Jr. had a good ball game last night in the 2-hole. Merrill Machado and Bogart Sheets, the former White Sox, at first base. Very veteran lineup. They're still waiting for everybody to click.
Sean Burke on the mound for the White Sox. He's making his 5th start and his 7th appearance. A couple of openers in there, and he's been very good with the opener. He will go without today. And let's see how he fares. Here's his arsenal. He has a good pitch mix, 37 four-seam and that knuckle curve. He'll mix in that sinker a little bit. Does a good job of going to that slider as well.
Really excited to see what Sean Burke brings out here to the West Coast, because the last time we saw him was Sunday following an opener. 7 1/3 scoreless, just giving up 3 hits. He was money. And a fastball froze him. Strike 3 to start it.
Nice start by Burke. Strikeout, 3 pitches. Here's the defense for the White Sox behind Burke in the outfield. Antonacci, Peters, and Kelnick. In the infield, Vargas, Montgomery, Mydroth, and Murakami, and Edgar Caro back behind the plate.
We've seen a few different outfielders for the White Sox. How about 18 different combinations? That leads Major League Baseball.
That'll do it. 3 lefties out there today against Michael King, who looks very sharp, as does Burke.
So 1 down, as Burke will face Fernando Tatis Jr. Montgomery sets the feet, the throw across, and there's 2 quick outs here in this bottom of the 1st inning. Big out for the White Sox because Tatis Jr. felt like a guy who was starting to heat up 3 for 3 in the ballgame last night.
Yeah, no homers on the season by Tatis, but he's been hitting the ball probably as hard as anybody in the big leagues, just not launching. He's got his angle down, and it showed last night. He hit a couple of missiles about 2 or 3 feet off the ground.
White Sox had the lefty Noah Schultz on the mound last night, and the Padres stacked the lineup with righties. So our first look at Jackson Merrill here in this series. Merrill, just 23 years old. First-round pick of the Padres back in 2021. Had that incredible 2024 season, and they gave him the monster contract extension last year. 9-year, $135 million. Signed through 2034. Strokes this one to right field. And the first hit of the ball game goes to the Padres. Well, the last 2 appearances for Sean Burke, it really feels like he's starting to figure this thing out.
Yeah, he is, and now he's doing a better job of tunneling, right? He's been putting that fastball, that curveball. We've had this conversation earlier, but he is really doing a good job of not just allowing that curveball to float in there. He's really burying it down and away. You see what he's done the last 2, 1.35 ERA. That's excellent.
Do you get the sense that a lot of these young guys are starting to build confidence collectively and starting to really come into their own?
Yeah, I really do. I think that when you win a couple of close games like they did against the Angels and they push through right at the end, That to me is going to give these guys a lot of confidence. And then coming out here to San Diego against these guys and taking care of business in game one, yes. I mean, obviously it matters what happens moving forward, but for me, they're starting to build a little bit of momentum.
White Sox winners of 4 in a row coming into the night. 3rd in the AL Central. Because Cleveland won earlier today, now 2 games back. Here's a cleanup hitter, Manny Machado. Off the big hop, Colson Montgomery, the throw over. And a nice first inning for Sean Burke. When we come back, Colson Montgomery, he is due up at the plate. A home run last night. How does he back it up here in San Diego? Start this top of the second in San Diego. We are scoreless. This half inning is brought to you by Wintrust. 4-5-6 to the plate, starting with Colson Montgomery as he faces the Padres starter Michael King. We talk about the stretch for the White Sox in the open over the last 13 games collectively, and Colson Montgomery has been a big part of that. Over his last 13, hitting .320 at the plate. He's also hit 6 home runs and 13 runs batted in over the course of that stretch. Early in the season when he was struggling, we saw him chasing a lot of pitches. Pitchers were throwing fastballs high out of the zone he was chasing. He has made that adjustment and has been a lot more patient early on in at-bats. (2-1). Way inside, ball 3.
Walking up here, I was going by the cage, which is just up the walkway through the clubhouse, and I heard some loud noises, and I turned around the corner, and there was Colson. I go, I thought I heard some loud noises. He's like, you know who's hitting. Well, we're about to find out. 3-1 right here.
Pitch down out of the zone, and ball 4. That Sox walk is presented by IDOT. You text, you pay. It's not a game. Let's check in with Brooke for the first time. What do you got in news and notes?
All right, guys, let's go around the league for a second. Jose Ramirez had a pretty cool moment today, picked up his 300th career stolen base, and now he's just 9 homers away from that 300 club. Over on the north side, Shota Imanaga was dealing 7 scoreless innings, and now the Cubs have won 10 straight at home. And this one's kind of wild. The Pirates drew 7 walks in 1 inning. That ties a major league record, and they ended up putting up 17 runs in their game against the Reds, guys.
And the Reds have been red hot, so that is a huge win for the Pirates. How about Jose Ramirez at 33 years old, 300 career stolen bases. Just the second player in Cleveland's franchise to pull that off. Number 1 on that list, well, the great Kenny Lofton, 452 stolen bases.
Kenny Lofton was fun to watch. He played a long time in Atlanta, so I got to grow up watching him. He would slap a line drive over the shortstop's head with the best of them.
He was one of those guys when you grow up, he had all that swag. You just wanted to emulate everything he did, how he went after the ball, how he rounded the bases. That's when you know you're an impact player, when the kids want to do what you can do.
If I remember, he had a big old chain, too. It was one of the first ones.
Runner goes, Colson Montgomery. But Campusano throws him out at second.
Yeah, Colson did not get a good jump here. I don't know if he thought it was a hit and run or what, but it didn't look like he got off well. And he doesn't look in, so it's a stolen base. I just think that look right there tells me about halfway there, he's like, I'm gunned down at second base. Like, he knew it. Chase did his best to give him a little cover with the fake bunt. But either way, it's out number 1.
It's what we've been seeing from the White Sox over the course of this stretch these last 2 weeks, trying to get a little more aggressive on the base paths. Do you like that early steal there by Montgomery?
God, it seemed like a good time if you wanted to try to hit and run, especially with Mydroff up. And the way that Colson was kind of looking in after the play, it kind of got that sense it could have been that. Don't want to say that's exactly what it was, but either way, it's 1 out and now a walk to Chase. Let's take another look. See, hit and runs, you look in if it's a hit and run to see where the ball's hit or if it's hit. He doesn't ever look in, so to me that's just a straight steal, but it didn't look like he was running like he can, you know? It's almost like he was unsure, maybe not fully committed. Wanted to be aggressive, but just unfortunately picked the wrong pitch.
Check on Mydroff at first as Sam Antonacci steps in. We've seen this middle part of the order with Mydroff followed by Antonacci. That real Venables rolling out there, and he said he likes having the two of them there because it kind of extends the lineup. Patient hitters, pesky at the plate. And a 2-0 count here to Antonacci. One down here in the second inning. As that one misses outside, ball 3. With the lowest strikeout rate this season, Sam Antonacci. That's why the 23-year-old getting an opportunity here in his rookie season.
Nice company right there with Arise, excuse me.
Take all the way by Antonacci. Edgar Caro behind the plate, waits on deck here with 1 out.
Ground ball pitcher might see Mydroff take off. Nope.
The theme last night for this offense for the White Sox, try to jump on the starter because the Padres have one of the best bullpens in baseball. You'd think they'd want to continue that effort here again tonight.
Yeah, that doesn't change after yesterday. Obviously, their bullpen is relatively rested because Marquez did get through most of that game. Looks like the Padres thinking along the lines that I did. I think that Michael King, pretty good ground ball pitcher, uses that sinker and change up well. So you might see Mydroff take off, especially with Antonacci. He doesn't strike out. We just noticed that. We just highlighted it. Let's see if they take off.
There goes Mydroff. Pitch is swung on, driven to center field. Merrill continues to drift back, and he will make the catch at the warning track as Mydroff retreats to first. Well, the starter for the Padres, Michael King, what he has done over his last 4 starts, an ERA under 2.
Yeah, the White Sox are going to have a tough test today against King, and what makes him so difficult is how cross-arm he is. He lands very close, and then he throws that sinker, and it has all kinds of funk coming at you. As a pitcher, that is difficult, and as a hitter, it's hard to pick up. He is just very different. Where he lands is very cross-body, and he slings it in there.
His worst outing of the year was April 3rd at Boston. He gave up 4 runs in under 6 innings. If you take that outing out of his equation, his other 5 starts, an ERA of 1.61, that would be the best in the National League.
Yeah, he's got that great 4-seam sinker change combination, and that sinker changeup is such a big combination because it has very similar look when it comes out of their hand and very similar movement. Only one is a lot slower, obviously.
Edgar Caro is a guy looking to get going here offensively at the plate. You know, a lot is demanded of this young player throughout the course of his day, preparing to handle the pitching staff, know the scouting report, but he takes pride in what he can do with a bat in his hand. Talked to him in the clubhouse today, and he said, I really feel like I'm close. He said, it's just one of those games where if I could just get a couple of hits here or there, or just one big hit, I really feel like that is all it's going to take to get me going this season.
I talked a lot about Edgar last year because I really believe he brings a very professional approach to the game. And he started off in a bad spot this year, but I think it's always harder to go through these stretches if you start the season off like this, because you're staring at an average you don't like, you're staring at some numbers that don't make sense to you, and so that plays into it a little bit. But it's one of those things, he does have a very professional approach. He's got to remind himself that he's good, focus on that, and keep showing up, being present every day. That's why he was so good last year.
Does catch the outside corner. Strike one here to Edgar Caro. So he's wearing that strap again, and he said he feels like it just keeps his hands connected. That top hand stays on the bat. We saw him the other day wear it in his first at bat. The umpires actually questioned if it was legal because the umpires don't know it's a new piece of technology, so he didn't wear it the rest of the game. But as you can tell, an appearance here in his first at bat tonight. 3-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Still scoreless here in San Diego.
Out with my insurance guy?
Oh, yeah. You two have a podcast and everything.
Awesome.
Welcome back. Sean Burke has just continued to get better and better on the mound, and we know how dominant he can be with an opener. But tonight, as a starter, Will Venable and his staff just want him to lock into his preparation. Whatever it is, whether it's his routine or that feel when he has an opener, clearly it's working for him, so they want him to just tap more into that. Edgar Caro told me that he needs to be a little bit more aggressive early in the game. Just trust his stuff, because, Gordo, we talked about this. As a hitter, you know that the pitcher's trying to get settled in early in the game. That's when you want to strike.
Absolutely right, Brooke. Early in the game is the best time to get a good pitcher, and Burke did a great job in the first inning of being aggressive. Looks like they're gonna look and see if that did hit Bogaerts, but Burke, for whatever reason, he was fine today. He looked really good in that first inning. Obviously an opener is something he's comfortable with, but as he gets to be more of that mainstay in the rotation, you want to see him take the mound, be able to take those top three guys in the lineup a few different times.
Well, we talked to Will Venable today about when he decides to use an opener. He said, well, it's all about setting your pitcher up for success. If you've got some really big bats, top part of the order, and you want your guy to miss those bats, well, you have an opener to potentially face the top three or top four in the order. Or if there's a lot of lefties that they stack and those splits are really drastic. Said neither of those things play out here with this lineup against the Padres, and they feel like Burke is in a good position because he's making pitches like that. They strike out of Bogaerts. Well, the last time Sean Burke was here in San Diego, go back to 2024, third appearance of his career, second start, and he was just absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, I have the lucky ability to talk to that man, Jake Cronenworth, because he's part of my family now. And after that start, I said, how is Burke look? And he says, the fastball is real.
And Gordon, it was that outing for Sean Burke that really put him on the radar for the White Sox. Everyone knew he was going to be something special, but that next year he became the opening day starter because of that appearance here in San Diego.
Yeah, when you have big leaguers saying the fastball is real, that's really a telling sign, because fastballs are what really make a pitcher great. If you can command that fastball, throw it in different spots, and it can get past people even when it's right down the middle, that is a recipe for success, and it opens up all the other pitches that you're going to throw.
Here is Gavin Sheets, now 30 years old. Spent the first part of his career with the White Sox after being a second-round pick in 2017 with Wake Forest. Came to the Padres in 2025 after signing a minor league deal that brought him to spring training. He just raked that spring. And a walk here with 1 out in the 2nd inning. Rate is a proud partner of the 2026 White Sox. The Rate app gives Chicago fans an all-in-one wellness app with tools to build financial strength and guidance for fitness and stress management. Feel better, live better, play better. Download the Rate app today. So a 1-out walk. Sean Burke looking to get back on track here against Miguel Andujar. Miguel has been a key bench piece for the Padres this season. On the ground up the middle, just past the dive of Montgomery. Gavin Sheets will shut it down at second. So a walk and a single. Padres threatening here in the 2nd.
Just out of the reach of a diving Montgomery. And a good job by Peters, making sure that Gavin Sheets doesn't try to get to third base. That's what attacking that ball will do. Peters has been a welcome addition to this lineup. Kind of an unsung hero. They really like what he's doing out in center field defensively and doing a good job offensively. Working the bunts, being able to get some big knocks, changing the scoreboard. That's a good complementary piece to some of the big boys in the middle of the lineup.
Seems like Burke is still trying to get the feel for his breaking ball early on in this ball game.
Yeah, he's losing it up and into righties. Maybe just not getting over his front side as well as he wants to. Better feel with that slider than he does with the curveball. Curveball a few times to righties. He's left it up and in, almost hit Bogarts to start the inning.
Did he go around there? And yes, he did. John Lipka on the call at first.
Yeah, I thought he went around from up here just watching it live. Let's take a look. You tell us.
No doubt.
Yep.
1-2 the count on the catcher, Luis Campusano. Got him swinging. Strikeout number 3.
Yeah, he might not have feel for his curveball, but he's definitely got feel for the slider. Watch this. Perfect. Down and away. Never a strike, but really good job because that tunnels right off of his fastball. Really good pitch by Burke right there for his third K of the night.
A big up bottom of the order, Jake Cronenworth. When we asked Will Venable about Cronenworth, the scouting report, he said he is about as good of a 9-hole hitter as there is in Major League Baseball. Two on with 2 outs here in this bottom of the 2nd. The pitch there by Burke for strike 2. One of the things that's really helped him is cutter movement wasn't the best coming into the season. So the White Sox organization identified that, split that pitch up into 2. He now has a cutter and a slider to play off of that, and that is something that has really helped Burke's success here this season.
Yeah, and he threw a better curveball right there too. That had better tilt, down and in, more well located to Cronenworth. In a big spot right here, 2 outs, got to make some pitches.
One, 2. Fastball at 96, fouled back. As great as his breaking balls have been this season, everything for Burke plays off of his fastball, and if he can locate it.
Got to be able to locate the fastball. He did a good job to go down and in to Cronenworth on a curveball, and then goes up and away with that fastball. So a good job of going in and out to these lefties so far.
Burke deals. Breaking ball. Softly hit to the right side, charging and flip by Mydroth to get out of this second inning.
Welcome back. Jared Kelenic leading things off here in the third. Told me he's happy to be here with the big league club and that his time in AAA was really about simplifying things. He focused on being on time at the plate and sticking to a clear plan, understanding how pitchers want to attack him and staying disciplined in the zone. He said not breaking camp with the team was obviously hard, but the message from the organization was simple. Control the zone, and if he got that and his A swing going off, he trusted that the results were going to follow, guys.
Brooke, a lot of people are excited about what Jared Kelenic can do. Still just 26 years old. Lines this one to center. As Mara will make the catch to start this third inning. This half inning is brought to you by Hyundai. Gordon, there's no doubt he has talent as a former 6th overall pick by the Mets, and still just waiting to see it here at the big league level.
Yeah, in spring training when I was with the team, I definitely noticed balls coming off of his bat. They sound different, they look different. He's got a really sweet swing. He actually hit that ball very hard, unfortunately, right at the center fielder Merrill. Almost 107 miles per hour off the bat. It was really good, and that's
Tristan
going to be a
Peters, just settle. This man has perfected the art of bunting, an infield single here in the third.
As they say in the big leagues, put it in your pocket, Michael. No way you're getting this guy. Great bunt by Peters. Good job showing it late, and an absolute perfection of a bunt. Put it in your pocket, Michael. That's a knock for Tristan. And speaking to the White Sox coaching staff, they love this guy. He's doing all the right things. He's playing great defense. He runs. He has good use of the bunt. And obviously he's changed the scoreboard a few times in a big way, especially with that walk-off on home opening day, I should say. That he's doing a lot of things right. He's 4th on the White Sox in WAR right now among position players.
He's a guy who knows who he is and not trying to be anything more than that. How hard is that as a young player coming up, always trying to raise your ceiling and prove what else you could do versus just, hey, this is my game and I'm just going to do it to the best of my ability?
Yeah, he knows himself. To your point, knowing what you do well and just living that out day in and day out will generally keep you in the big leagues a long time.
Grounded to first. Gavin Sheets steps on the bag for one. And the tag is there at second for a double play to get out of his top of the third.
And when a bank like Chase believes in you, it makes you believe even more in yourself.
Last night, Noah Schultz earning his 2nd win of his career. 6 innings, only gave up 2 hits. It was the 3 walks in that first inning that loaded the bases, got out of that jam, and then he was on cruise control.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, John. Getting through that first inning was huge. Walked 3 people, and then you see what he did after that. Absolutely electric stuff. Obviously, it helped out. They got some runs. It always helps.
How about Mydroth covering ground in shallow right field to catch the first out here in this bottom of the third?
Yeah, he had to go a long way right there, but a good job of staying with it. That's his ball. If the right fielder can't get there, it is the second baseman's ball, and he does a beautiful job of, you see where he is, right up second base. He had to go so far to get there. Initially, didn't think he was going to have to catch that, and then kept going, kept drifting away from the right fielder, Kelenic. Great job to get an out right there. Had to go a long way for it, but Willie Mays Hayes, and an easy out.
Look, Mydroth is back home here in Southern California. Played his college ball at San Diego. He's a surfer. He's Mr. Cali Cool, and you know he's going to have to put on a show here back home. On the ground is short. And there's 2 away here in this third inning. Grab your friends and head to the park for Miller Lite Baseball and Brews. You get 1 ticket and 2 beers starting at $24. Now, you must be 21 and over with a valid ID. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/brews. Sean Burke looking for his first 1-2-3 inning of the ball game. As that first one missing up and in to Merrill. Some Sox fans walking around downtown San Diego, rocking the gear with pride now. A lot of people are coming out excited about the way this team is playing right now.
They've been real good. They've been a good team. They've been fun to watch. For me, that's the best thing I could say. Getting to call these games is a pleasure, John.
It's always fun on the road. You get that nod from Sox fans. You're just walking around town and maybe you have a White Sox hat on or not, and everyone's got the White Sox gear. You pass by. It's a little nod, a little what's up. Understand what's going on, the good things surrounding this organization right now. Jackson Merrill singled his first time up. He's been one of the big bats in the lineup that has been struggling to start this season. He's been expanding his zone, swinging at a lot of pitches, which is uncharacteristic of Jackson Merrill. Let's see if Burke can take advantage of that here. 2-2. On the ground, it'll be Montgomery again, looking smooth as always. A 9-pitch inning for Sean Burke. When we come back, Munetaka Murakami leads Major League Baseball with 13 home runs. He's due up. Welcome back. StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. We take a look at Murakami here. His 27 hits. They've either been singles or home runs.
It's so crazy. I feel like a double's coming, though. It's got to be. Oh, my.
Murakami. My goodness. It is foul, but all the way into the top deck as people are just in awe of his power this season.
I think they're also unsure of how that ball got there.
You better pay attention when Murakami's at the plate, because he can hit it to any part of this ballpark. Starts off this fourth inning scoreless here against the Padres.
Nasty changeup right there. Murakami was totally fooled. Swung through that one. He looked up and trying to figure out what the speed was, to figure out what that pitch was. Nasty by King.
1 ball, 2 strikes. And a fastball by him for the first out here in the fourth. Let's go to Brooke.
Last year, Miguel Vargas was more of a neutral presence on the bases, but this season it's been a real jump, not just in his speed, but in how he uses it. His base running value has drastically increased, and that tells you it's about instincts, reads, and aggressiveness. We saw him try to go for that double early in the game last night, and Will said it's plays like that where we just want to continue to support. Overall, he feels like he's picking really good spots to be aggressive and running extremely hard.
He will fly out there for out number 2, but really that moment last night for Miguel Vargas, 5th inning, we saw that the single he tried to stretch into a double. It was very close where he just momentarily came off the bag at second.
Yeah, and for me, it was the right timing. It was the right timing to take a chance. They had scored 6 runs earlier in the game. They kind of hadn't done anything in a few innings, and he hit a really hard ball in that left center gap and took a chance. He took a risk. It was the right risk at the right time, and then if you remember, it kind of gave the White Sox a little juice, and what happens right after that? Colson Montgomery comes up and hits a home run. So I felt like when he went to second, I'm like, yes, this is the right time to take a chance. It's 1 out, try to get there. Just didn't have it.
Long foul ball off the bat of Montgomery. Top of the fourth, this half inning is brought to you by Toyota.
Not only running the bases the right way, but picking your spots in important moments. It can change the momentum in a ball game.
Broken bat. It is Cronenworth at second base, and the White Sox are retired in order to end this top of the fourth. How lucky are we to spend this weekend in beautiful, sunny San Diego? It has been an absolute dream. White Sox looking to win this series.
StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. We talked a little bit about tunneling. Look at where this 2 pitches come out of Sean Burke's hand. That's from the same slot, and look at the difference in location. One starts out there and runs back over to the inside corner. The other, that slider, is on the same plane to start off, and then just a wave and a miss from some of these righties down and away. That is what makes Sean Burke so good.
Did get the swing there. John Lipka on the call. As we start this home half of the 4th inning. Runs allowed for Sean Burke in the first 3 innings. First 6 games, first for the White Sox. Let's go back to that graphic, just take another look at it. Last 27 games. Not allowed to run so far tonight here as we are still scoreless. Fastball popping, blows it by Machado.
Just perfectly placed, outer corner. See if it catches any part of the plate. Yes, it does. Just right on the black away, and Machado can only say, well, nothing I can do about that one.
4 strikeouts now for Sean Burke as he faces Xander Bogaerts, the shortstop. Pops it up, foul territory. Murakami, does he have room? No, a couple rows back. Bottom 4th, this half inning is brought to you by Davis Law. All right, we're talking about tunneling from Sean Burke, and had a great conversation today with Brian Bannister, who is the senior advisor for pitching for the White Sox organization. And he said the big difference with Sean Burke this season is, especially with that big curveball that has been so successful for him, is that the way he's breaking it off is different than he has done it in the past. Well, one here to Bogaerts. There's that breaking ball. Now, normally when he had been snapping it, it kind of came up out of his hand first and then dropped down. And for a hitter, you can see it when it rises up, and you can determine early on that's going to be a breaking ball. Yeah, this year, it's coming out a little flatter at that same space as the fastball. So hitters are having a tough time picking up pitches, and it's now back-to-back strikeouts for Burke.
Once again, outer corner away. I mean, just dotted down and away to Bogaerts, not looking for it clearly, and it freezes him. Look at the ball jumping out of his hand. You can see the zip that has on it. It feels like it's getting on these San Diego hitters very quickly because they are not seeing him well.
Describe that difference as a hitter trying to pick up that breaking ball versus the fastball.
Yeah, a lot of times what you're talking about is when that breaking ball pops out of his hand and gives a little bit of arc up, you have a little bit of time to adjust to that. You might not do damage off of it, but you can still hit it. A lot of times, though, what he's doing now is he's kind of getting on top of that curveball a little bit better. It doesn't have this big arc up and then back down. And because of that, it's making it harder to pick up, and guys are making worse decisions on that. That's also why the slider helps as well.
Sometimes it's just a little tweak for a pitcher's arsenal, or just the way it's coming out, and Brian Bannister is so good at identifying fixes for pitchers within this organization. And you can see Sean Burke has had his good stuff once again here in San Diego. I mean, that's a defensive swing right there at the plate with Burke out ahead in this count.
Yeah, I didn't see the pitch, but it definitely was defensive. Here's the last pitch. Thought it was a slider, but not sure. No, it's changeup down and away. But look at the location, John. That is perfectly placed down and away.
1-2. Breaking ball, froze him.
They're going to challenge it.
Batter is challenging, strike 3.
So Gavin Sheets with the challenge. ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Oh my God.
Wow.
San Diego will have 2 remaining.
0.2 inches. I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I know Gavin. I know he was nervous when he tapped his helmet. He felt good about it, but he was nervous because this is if he gets that wrong, it's a bad challenge just at this part of the game. But hey, he got it right. Pretty good eye by Gavin.
Popped up in foul territory. It is Vargas. And he will make the catch. How about Sean Burke? Couple strikeouts and a pop-up. Mowing them down here early on in San Diego. The White Sox looking to win 5 in a row tonight. This is against a contending team. This White Sox team is for real.
Welcome back. Chase Mydroth leading things off and already had a walk here tonight. And walking and getting on base has really become a huge part of his game. And he told me it really goes back to his college days at University of San Diego. He said he was leading off at the time and actually made a bet with his coach during a West Coast tournament on how many times he could draw a walk in a weekend. He ended up with about 11 ABs and walked 8 or 9 times. And so ever since then, you know, it's become a huge part of his profile as a hitter. But Gordo, I'm curious, have you ever made a bet with a former coach?
Not that I can remember, or not that I can share on air, but I will say that.
So that's a yes, but
so
you just can't
potentially.
Share.
No, I love that. I mean, you know what? I never really wanted to try to walk. You know, I want to be aggressive, but when you're aggressive and you're focused on the right things, you do end up walking because you're looking at a certain area. If you're not getting those pitches, generally they're off the plate or pitches you don't want anyway. So that's why those walks kind of accumulate like that. I will say I've noticed a little change in Mydroth's stance. You've seen him a lot with that bat straight up and down to start the year. Well, now he's going back to what I think he did a lot last year. He put that bat on his shoulder to start versus have his hands up and down, straight up and down, and that barrel be pointed towards the sky. It's now pointed back towards the White Sox dugout. A little small change to see how it works out.
He did go around on that one, so a strikeout for Mydroth, the first out here in this 5th inning. Welcome back inside the booth alongside Gordon Beckham, John Schriffen. It's a treat to have you. And break down hitter's swing and analysis. When you talk about the bat straight up versus flat on his shoulder, what does that difference do for Mydroth at the plate?
Yeah, for Mydroth, it could do a lot of things, but obviously if you have your hands floating right there, you might not have the best feel of the barrel, but he's putting it on his shoulder, and because he's putting it on his shoulder, it's almost like you have the feel of the bat, you have the feel of where that barrel is. It might give him a better sense of where to direct that energy and having an idea right where that barrel is. Sometimes just a small little change will make a big difference. And it really, you could go stand on your head. Sometimes that difference is all that really matters. You're just doing something different and it feels right.
ABS powered by T-Mobile. So the call is overturned. It is now an 0-2 count here on Sam Antonacci, as the Padres stay perfect with their challenges today. Antonacci 0 for 1. This half inning brought to you by St. Xavier University. It has been a pitcher's duel here. Top of the 5th, no score. As Michael King has been as advertised for the Padres. Interesting moment in the ballgame last night. There was a ball called on Antonacci at the plate. Asked home plate umpire James Hoy where that pitch missed. And then we saw a very interesting interaction where Will Venable had to come out of the dugout and make sure to protect his player. Antonacci pokes that one into left center field. Rounds the bag hard at first. A 1-out single here in this 5th inning. Head to the ballpark on Friday, May 8th as we take on the Seattle Mariners. Catch the White Sox in their City Connect uniforms. Plus, stick around for a post-game fireworks show presented by Steinhoffels. To purchase tickets, visit whitessox.com/city. So I asked Antonacci about that interaction, just what happened. He said, yeah, the ball missed, and he goes, I always like to know where it missed. I asked whether it was outside or up in the zone, and James Hoy said, it was a ball, what does it matter? And he said he used a few curse words in there as well and didn't really like his response, and that's why the two of them had a few words for each other. You can understand both sides of this. Home plate umpire had a lot going on, didn't really want to explain himself to Antonacci, but Antonacci felt like If I get in that situation again, he said, I'm going to ask because I want to know where the pitch is missing.
Yeah, I see both sides, right? I mean, James Hoy's been around a long time. He can be a little prickly, but he's a good umpire, and he's probably thinking this rookie is out here asking where the ball I just balled the pitcher is. I can kind of understand that, and I also kind of get Antonacci, and I love Antonacci's response. He was very disappointed in James Hoy's response to him, and let that be known. I kind of dig that. You know, that's the type of mentality you want as a player, that you're out there grinding for every pitch, and Antonacci is that guy.
I said it wasn't that he didn't give me the location. It was kind of the way he responded to Antonacci that didn't like the response at the time. But a learning experience for the young rookie.
Yeah, there's way less of that veteran, hey, you're a veteran, you can ask me, in today's game than there was when I was playing. But a lot of times the umpires, they recognize guys that have been around a little bit, and Antonacci just hasn't. So it's one of those things you kind of have to earn your stripes a little bit.
Inside off the plate. There it is, ball 3 here to Caro.
Yeah, Caro right on the dish. And you see, good sinker right there, up and in, almost came back over the plate.
Here's the payoff. Hit it hard, but on the ground to second. And a double play turned by the Padres to get out of this top of the 5th inning.
Feels good to Geico.
Bottom of the 5th we go. Sean Burke has only given up 2 hits to the Padres, as this one is still scoreless in San Diego. StatCast 3D, powered by Google Cloud. We take a look at Burke, the outs he got in that 4th inning.
Yeah, watch where he's placing these pitches, right on the edge of the plate and then up and away. He's doing a good job of being able to go in and out to both righties and lefties. This is one heck of a pitcher's duel that we have going right now, John. Burke looking really strong heading in here to the bottom of the 5th.
He will face the bottom 3 in the order, as that one is lined into left field. So a single to start this bottom of the 5th inning. This half inning is brought to you by Prevagen. Miguel Andujar, couple hits off Burke. 3 hits now that Burke has given up to the Padres. Other thing I took away from my conversation with Brian Bannister today was that Sean Burke really was working on his changeup in the offseason, trying to establish that as one of his big pitches this year. And for a pitcher, it's very hard to work on a changeup and have an effective breaking ball at the same time. Popped up left side of the infield. It is Vargas calling for it. And there's one away. Time now for a message from Ankin Law.
Howard, my dad was T-boned by a utility vehicle. What should I do?
Ankin Law is injury law made personal. If you've been hurt at work, in a car accident, or suffered a medical mistake, call 312-6-million.
Now, the reason why it's so hard for a pitcher to have an effective changeup and a breaking ball at the same time is that Brian Bannister explained the arm can't do everything. So with a breaking ball, your hand is turning one way. With a changeup, your hand is turning the opposite way. So for Sean Burke, he has not used the changeup as much, focusing more on breaking balls and just repeating that arm pattern. And that's why he's been so good as of late.
Yeah, we'll have to unpack it with Steve a little bit to understand why you can't get there. But I get the idea of that changeup. Your hand is kind of going away from the strike zone, and that curveball is kind of bringing it towards the strike zone, right? So it's hard to have, it's kind of the best of both worlds. It's hard to do both really, really well.
Oh, 2 from Burke.
From the first pitch to the final out, never lose track of the game with the CHSN app. Stream White Sox baseball live, plus pre- and post-game coverage and full game replays on demand. We even have a way to prevent spoilers. Start your 7-day free trial today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead.
And it's not that it's not possible, but Brian Bannister was saying, especially with young pitchers, when they work on one thing, the other part of their game usually compensates because of it.
It lags, right?
Yes.
You know, you work on one, you got one really well, that changeup's working, but then all of a sudden you're not able to command that curveball, of course.
And that's really why the organization brought Brian Bannister in, is to really identify the strengths of all of the pitchers and just hammer those harder. Really reinforce those pitches, those arm slots. This one is hammered to the gap in right center field. Couple of singles by the Padres with one out here in this 5th inning.
Looks like this was a roller in the middle of the plate, and Cronenworth all over it. Yep, it's that curveball. He's kind of kept it up and out to lefties and up and in to righties all game. Cronenworth sees it well. That's one of those ones as a hitter, it pops up, you see it real easy, and with 2 strikes, you've got to bury that curveball. That's why Cronenworth was able to stay on it and rip it into the right center gap.
That was a really good view that last time. You could see the slight little pop up out of the hand from Burke.
And when that lands, with 2 strikes especially, when guys are looking for anything over the middle of the plate, that's one that gets hit hard.
Still plenty of confidence in it. Breaking ball starts the at-bat here to Laureano, strike 1.
Going back to that pitch to Cronenworth, watch how that ball just pops up a little bit. It gives Cronenworth a little bit more time. At fastball, you have to make a quick decision, but if you're ready for the fastball and all of a sudden that breaking pitch is over the middle of the plate, it's pretty easy to adjust, especially with 2 strikes.
Oh, 2 from Burke. Line to the gap. Peters, a good break on that one to track it down for out number 2 as both runners retreat. Celebrate moms and women at the ballpark May 8th through the 10th. From Bravo Night to game day for the girls and the women's athleisure jacket giveaway presented by Rush, plus a Mother's Day pregame parade and special ceremony honoring breast cancer awareness presented by the Illinois Lottery. The weekend, it is absolutely packed. To purchase tickets, visit whitesox.com/mom.
Huge moment right now in the game, John. Obviously first and second, couple outs, but this guy, Tatis Jr., had himself a night last night. He comes up in a big spot against Burke. Obviously it's 0-0, goose eggs on the board, but a prime opportunity for the Padres and also for the White Sox to kind of keep that momentum with them if they can get an out right here.
Another big crowd here at Petco Park. And the scoreboard is asking them to make some noise. The loudest we have heard this crowd so far tonight, as Sean Burke has kept this Padres lineup in check. Big moment, 2 on, 2 outs with Fernando Tatis Jr. at the dish. Did go around there, strike 1. You can tell that was a lot better breaking ball that Tatis Jr. could not pick up out of his hand. Oh, 1. And the fastball by, and loving this sequence so far to start this at bat.
Yeah, I believe the 0-1 was a slider, which he's thrown better. But then look at this. Hey, here's a fastball right down the middle. He missed his spot, but got it past Tatis. And it was a slider first pitch. That's his go-to. I'd like to see him go back to it here.
0-2. Have some! Sean Burke bringing that good stuff again on the mound.
Yeah, huge strikeout right here. He gasses him up top of the zone. It was going to set up the slider, but he doesn't need that slider anymore. Strike.
If you're just joining us, let's get you caught up with what you missed. Well, Michael King, the starter for the Padres, has only given up 2 hits so far tonight through 5 innings on the mound.
But he's been matched by Sean Burke. Burke has really been pitching just as well as King. Here he is. Look at this. 5 innings pitched, only 4 hits given up, 6 Ks and only a walk. That fastball has been popping the mitt of Edgar Quero.
The pitchers have been in control tonight. Neither team has got a runner to third base yet. The White Sox haven't got a runner to second yet tonight. As this one on the ground, Gavin Sheets the flip to his pitcher. 1 away to start this 6th inning. Scoreless here in the 6th. This half inning is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai. Last time up, Tristan Peters placed a bunt perfectly down the third base line. There was no throw from the pitcher, Michael King. Let's see where Machado was set up at third this time. He is in on the grass. When I asked Tristan Peters about his bunting attempts and his skills he's acquired, he said, you got to scan the infield to just see where they're playing and where I could potentially drop it down.
Another thing you can do too is you bring Manny Machado in. He's in a few steps on the grass, but then that just opens up the whole left side of the infield, so you can allow that ball to get deep and just beat it into the ground, and generally it's going to be a hit.
.70 pitches now for Michael King, the Padres starter. One, two. And the other thing that's made him so difficult, he has been in a really good rhythm ever since the first inning. Gets the ball, pretty much knows what he wants, unless PitchCom is having an issue. He's ready to fire it right back. 2-2. Last 7 games for Tristan Peters. Hitting .385. With all the home runs that have been leaving the ballpark, a guy like this gets forgotten for all the contributions he has made to this White Sox team.
Coaching staff does not forget. They have been touting Peters a lot lately.
Inside, ball 4, and the White Sox have some speed on at first.
Tonight's game is brought to you by Marquette Bank. Marquette Bank is Chicagoland's trusted neighborhood bank and home lender. Level up your banking with Marquette Bank at emarquettebank.com. Marquette Bank. Love where you bank.
Because the White Sox have not had a base runner reach second, is this an opportunity to put a runner in motion?
I think if he can get a good jump, sure. But you also have the big boys.
Benintendi pops up the bunt, and it's a fair ball. Infield single for Benintendi, and there's the base runner to reach second.
Yeah, smart by Benintendi. They gave him the bunt. He didn't exactly put down the most normal bunt you'll ever see, but it doesn't matter. I mean, perfectly placed. Manny couldn't get to it, first and second, and guess who's up?
All right, everybody, come on back to the TV set. Munetaka Murakami at the plate with 2 runners on. He's been out in front of that changeup tonight. Oh, 1. Let's take a look at the Baseball Savant page for Murakami and just see where he ranks in terms of percentile in Major League Baseball. Red is good. He's doing a lot of things well right now.
Red is very good. Hard hit percent. He's in the 99%, 63. When he hits it hard. What that fastball looks like at the top of the zone. See if he comes back with the changeup that he swung through earlier.
Opportunity for the White Sox to break through here as Murakami will use his time. Over the last 16 games, he's batting .306 with 9 home runs, 19 runs batted in. 2 balls and a strike. And the pitch fouled away.
Went with the breaker. Bet he goes back to that changeup here, John. Bread and butter, out pitch. Big moment. Needs a ground ball.
This will be the 80th pitch of the night for King on the mound. 2-2. Out of the zone, ball 3.
94 up and in. I mean, I'm betting the house he's coming back with that changeup.
Can you sit on that as a hitter?
I think I think he should, because I think it's going to be a changeup.
All righty, let's see. Here's the payoff. Weak contact to the right side. Gavin Sheets will step on first for out number 2 as both runners now advance to second and third.
Yeah, changeup down and away. The only problem is when you sit on a changeup, sometimes you swing at a pitch that might be off the plate, and that would have been just off the plate. That was a very competitive pitch. It's one of those ones you probably can't take if you're the hitter, and if you take it, you feel like it's too close to take. You're putting it in the umpire's hand at that point.
All right, the first time either team has had a base runner reach third base tonight. Comes with 2 outs here in the 6th inning. Hopefully Miguel Vargas can cash in here. Breaking ball stays high out of the zone. Ball 2. King taking a little extra time between pitches to reset. Off the end of the bat. This one's going to fall to right field, and the Sox will strike first. 1 run scores. Benintendi behind. It's a 2-0 lead off Vargas's single into right.
It was an oopsie down the right field line, but it doesn't matter. Absolute seed in the book. It's a curveball, middle of the plate. Fooled Vargas a little bit, but he stays through it and gets just enough of it off the end of the bat, and the White Sox up 2-0. This pitcher's duel, still that, but now the White Sox up on the Padres here in the top of the 6th.
When you're running well, things like that just fall into place, and that's what's happening for the White Sox right now.
That's right. You're going to get some breaks when you're feeling good at the plate, or when you're not. You're going to have some moments where you get some of those ones that you shouldn't have had. It's going to make up for some of those liners that they caught. It comes up in a big moment right here for Vargas, and couldn't have been in a better spot. An easy 2-run single for Vargas.
I mean, you can see the frustration on King's face.
Yeah.
It was a quality pitch. Vargas was beat, but the White Sox score 2. with Colson Montgomery now at the plate.
Yeah, got a chance to really do some damage right here if Colson can put one in the gap. The way that Vargas has been running, that would be another run.
Montgomery to right center field. That will end this top of the 6th inning, but the White Sox break through and lead it 2-0.
Network.
Give you an idea just how well Sean Burke is pitching right now. Look at that stat. Longest scoreless streak of his career, currently at 13 1/3 innings pitched.
You would really like to see 14.1 innings pitched after this inning, because a good shutdown inning against the heart of the lineup for San Diego. This is a big moment in this game. White Sox now up 2-0.
He will face the heart of the order. 3, 4, 5 with Jackson Merrill leading things off here in the home half of the 6th. Oh, 2 pitch from Burke. Ooh, that did not miss by much. Ball 2.
Yeah, a little surprise. It might have been a little down. Yeah, off the end. Okay. Off the inside part of the plate. Good no challenge by Edgar.
2-2. Breaking ball is pulled. Murakami says, I got it. 1 down. Well, how about the job Sean Burke has done tonight here against these Padres?
Yeah, look at where these pitches are. A lot off the plate. That slider has been absolutely nasty. But he's staying away from those right-handed hitters and doing a good job of going in and out. There's the outs, 15 of them. You see where they're placed. Most of those out of the middle of the plate, and when he is throwing it in the middle, he's getting away with it. Shows you the kind of stuff that Burke has tonight.
Gotta love that he's leading the way with that fastball in terms of getting outs on that pitch. And another first pitch strike here to Manny Machado. Some of these swings have not been competitive tonight. Are you ready for your winning moment? Find it at Wind Creek, Chicago Southland, where the action never stops. Play the hottest table games, enjoy the newest slots, and celebrate big jackpots. At Wind Creek, there's a win waiting for you around every corner. Sean Burke has really developed his eye for reading swings and understanding where the hitters are throughout this ballgame and what pitches are working for him as he looks to put away Machado here. 0-2. Six strikeouts already tonight for Burke. Looking to match his season high of 7.
Yeah, went with the curveball there. I was a little surprised, thinking they might go back down and away with that slider. It's been so good. He had thrown the fastball up and away to Manny the pitch before. Let's see if he tunnels now.
Off the end of the bat, popped up as Caro runs out of room.
Stick around Monday night after the game for Late Night with Chuck and Ozzy. Monday after the White Sox battle the Angels. We're breaking it all down from the West Coast with special guest Roger Bossard. That's right, the Sodfather. Wherever the night takes you, stream it live on the CHSN app. Chicago Sports Network. Full stream ahead.
Now, it's always a great post-game show, but Roger, that's next level. That's gonna be a goodie.
Bringing in the Sodfather. Get ready, John.
Popped up behind the plate and just underneath and to the left of our booth.
I've been thinking a little bit that this is prime foul ball territory. Don't worry, if I have to, I'll jump over there and save you.
Oh, you're saying I don't have hands?
I don't know. Never seen them.
I haven't had many opportunities. Pulled down the line And another foul ball.
Yeah, I'd like to see him go away from that curveball. He just has not had his best curveball tonight, but every other pitch he has thrown, in my mind, has been really good. See if he can find a way to get down and away and expand the zone right here. Manny's in swing mode right now after a few foul-offs in a row.
80th pitch of the game for Burke. And fouled straight back with that fastball.
Perfect time to go to that slider down and away. That caught a little too much of the plate. You keep giving Manny Machado some options in the middle of the plate, he's going to find a way to hurt you.
7 straight pitches fouled off by Machado. 0-2 again. Burke trying to solve this puzzle with one out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Breaking ball. Machado is starting to time that pitch up.
I keep saying it. I don't like the curveball right now to Machado. I like spin, but I like it harder with that slider down and away. That slider cutter, whatever you want to call it, hard spin down and away. I think he's got him if he goes there. It looks like they're going up again.
11th pitch of the at-bat. Wow. The appeal to first. John Lipka said he did not go around.
Edgar even got me. He went back up and in, acting like they were going to go with a fastball, and then finally went with that slider that I've been calling for, and it was a good one. Manny spit on it.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Got him! What an at-bat won by Sean Burke.
Sean had to work hard right here, went all over the map, finally gets him with the fastball off the plate. Manny knew he stretched the strike zone right there. Doesn't matter, it's a strikeout. Right after that perfectly thrown slider down and away, I think Manny in his mind is like, man, that was close pitch. I can't give up that outside part of the plate, and because of that pitch before, he expands a little bit and gets the strikeout.
We're going to have to bookmark that at bat. A 12-pitch at bat, eventually won by Sean Burke. It just proves where he's at right now, not giving in.
A lot of those are competitive pitches, right? He's getting, a lot of them are being fouled off, but he's all around the plate, up and in, down and out.
Now, unfortunately, he did have to use up a lot of bullets in his arsenal, as his pitch count is getting close to 90 tonight.
Now, you would think if he gets through this hitter, that will probably be it for Burke. They'll go to the bullpen and their horses.
Score big on authentic gear at MLBshop.com. From official jerseys and memorabilia to hats and hoodies, we got the season covered. Visit MLBshop.com/White Sox, the official source for your Chicago White Sox gear. So he has matched his season high with 7. Looking to close out this 6th inning. 1-2. Yes, sir! Sean Burke, the strut off the mound. He's got it going.
He sure did, and he just finds the edge of the plate right here. Watch this, hits the mitt right where Edgar wants it. We'll see you later, Bogarts.
There are some good vibes, some handshakes for Sean Burke after he gets through 6 innings. We start this top of the 7th inning. White Sox a 2-0 lead. And Chase Modroff, he will dump this one into left field. A single to start the 7th. StatCast 3D is powered by Google Cloud. Let's go back to that 12-pitch at bat against Manny Machado.
This is going to be a lot of fun to watch. You see what he did, 4-seamer, slider, knuckle curves. He was trying everything he could. Machado was in swing mode, but all these pitches are competitive. And Machado finally swings through this pitch on the outside corner. It's that 4-seamer, which Burke had a great fastball tonight. It set up all his pitches. And when you can get Manny Machado on a bat like that, when that generally favors the hitter, when you start fouling off and seeing all the pitches, it means the pitcher can't beat me. Well, he finally did with that fastball away.
The other thing that was really encouraging about that at bat, one of the things that had kind of plagued Sean Burke last season, which he talked about a lot, was when he got a hitter to 2 strikes, not being able to put them away. And that was one of those at-bats where he kept making pitch after pitch, eventually getting the strikeout. I mean, you can go up and down this lineup, and we're seeing young guys on this roster making a huge jump and improvement here in 2026.
It helps when you have somebody like Murakami in the middle of the lineup. Him and Colson and Vargas, those guys have been the linchpins of that lineup, and it allows these young guys to have a little bit of freedom to think, hey, it's not on me, the pressure's not on me, I can just go out there and play free. These guys are having a lot of fun, and they are definitely playing free right now.
3 balls and a strike. Antonacci turns on this one down the line. It's a fair ball. It'll go off that wall in the corner. Mydrop is held at third. And the Sox, something cooking here in this 7th inning. Nobody out.
That Sox double is brought to you by Elgin Hyundai, home of the 20-year, 200,000-mile double warranty. I can't believe Antonacci kept this ball fair. See, that ball looks like it almost beat him, but he's got some great hands, and he stays inside of it just long enough to get it down that right field line. An easy double for Antonacci. It was just a matter if it was going to have an RBI attached to it. 108 miles per hour off the bat. And another big opportunity here for the White Sox to stretch that lead.
Edgar Caro comes through. Let's go. Mydrop scores, and maybe that is the hit that gets Caro going, gives this Sox team a 3-0 lead.
Well, for me, it was the at-bat before. He actually hit that ball really hard, just went right to the second baseman, Cronenworth. And you see what he did right there, infield in. If the infield's back, it's probably another out, but he gets the benefit of that infield being in. And here we go. The boys are loving that. Everybody's getting into the mix right now.
Well, the night for the starter, Michael King, it is done. We will have a pitching change here in San Diego, as the Sox have already scored 1 here in this 7th inning, and they're threatening for more. Still nobody out.
From first pitch to final out, never lose track of the game with the CHSN app. Stream White Sox baseball live, plus pre and post game coverage and full game replays on demand. We even have a way to prevent spoilers. Start your 7-day free trial today at subscribe.chsn.com. Chicago Sports Network, full stream ahead. Bradley Rodriguez on for 13 times so far this year. You can see that expected ERA. He has been pitching well, and they're going to need all they can get from him. First and third, nobody out.
Jared Kelenic, an opportunity to keep this going here. Runners on at the corners. Comes up empty on the first 2 and finds himself in an 0-2 hole. Second game of the season since getting called up. And this one is caught. First out of the inning here in the 7th.
Yeah, pretty good play right here. It's a liner, but the bigger, look at the positioning. That positioning tells me that the Padres, on a slowly hit ball, were going to come home and try to cut down that run. If it was hard hit, they potentially go to second and take their chances and see if they can do something like what they did last night, where they didn't get the out at home plate. And they're in the same spot. You've got Cronenworth in, so is Bogarts, but now a double play and they're out of the inning.
Tristan Peters, the bunt. Sheets goes to first with it, gets the out, but the run will score. Another well-executed bunt by Peters, and that makes it 4-0 Sox on top here in the 7th.
Peters is doing it all. These guys, these coaching staff, they love him. It's a safety squeeze. He can really run. He knows Antonacci can run. Gavin Sheets, a pretty good job charging the ball, but he sees the writing on the wall with Antonacci and the jump he got. They were going to be safe at home either way, so they end up getting the out at first base. It's actually a pretty good play by Sheets to get an out, but the White Sox now go up 4-0 against these Padres here in the top of the 7th.
So the sacrifice from Tristan Peters brings in the 4th run of the game. And the top of the order here is Andrew Benintendi. How about the White Sox this 3rd time through the order coming up with 5 hits after they had just 2 hits the first 2 times through the order combined? That one does find the zone. Strike 1 here to Benintendi. Sox scored 2 runs in the 6th inning and 2 more here in this 7th. Well, the White Sox, they've been known to hit the long ball. Over 51% of their runs have been scored via the home run. But tonight, Gordon, it is a completely different story.
What I love is the fact they're finding different ways to win. And tonight, they're trying to win against an ace of a staff for a team that's one of the best in the big leagues.
Straightaway center. This is Merrill backing up at the warning track. He will make the catch to end the threat. Time to stretch here in San Diego. Sox up 4-0. If you're just joining us, let's get you caught up. It has been a goodie. Miguel Vargas, a 2-run single in the 6th inning. White Sox taking a 2-0 lead.
White Sox doing it both at the plate and on the mound. Edgar Caro with an RBI single in the 7th. He's hit the ball hard twice tonight.
Sean Burke has done his job. 6 innings strong, 4 hits, did not give up a run. And we will have a new pitcher on the mound to start this bottom of the 7th inning.
There's Brian Hudson on for the 16th time so far this year. Brian has done very well of late, has the longest active scoreless streak at 11 2/3 innings among relievers in the majors.
Weak contact to the right side. Hudson covering, and he gets there first. How about a trip down on the farm? We go to Brooke.
Yeah, guys, it's great to see a couple White Sox prospects getting some recognition. Hagen Smith and Caleb Boniver both named White Sox Players of the Month. Hagen with a 2.33 ERA, holding hitters to a 162 average. Just really consistent from him. And Caleb Boniver has been on a tear in Winston-Salem. 11 homers in April and 4 homers in his last 3, including a 3-homer night. Guys, good to see these young stars making some noise and getting some recognition for it.
Love to see that. Also love to see what Brian Hudson is doing right now. He is a guy, he deserves a lot of love because he has emerged as one of the stars out of the bullpen for the White Sox. As Edgar Caro wants to have a conversation with him.
Yeah, interesting time to go out to the mound. I'm not sure what they might be talking about, but either way, they're going to have a chat. But yeah, he's been pitching great, right? It's also nice to see Caleb Boniver slugging .750 for the month. Is that good? I'm pretty sure that's good.
Yeah. Grant Taylor getting warm in the White Sox bullpen. Hudson is from Godfrey, Illinois. Grew up as a 2-sport star in high school. He was 6'2" his sophomore year, 6'6" his junior year. He is now 6'9", starring in baseball and basketball. Gets the ground ball here up the middle. Montgomery. Throw is there for out number 2.
Follow our Chicago White Sox at chicagosportsnetwork.com, presented by Nationwide Insurance Agent Jeff Vukovich. Get to enjoy knowing the Vuk as much as you do the jingle at jeffvuk.com. Nationwide is on our side.
Now, Hudson was a 3rd-round draft pick of the Cubs back in 2015. And he never made it to the big leagues with that organization, spending 7 years with the Cubs. But he said he never lost doubt, never lost focus of his dream of getting to the big leagues. You know, some guys, when they're in the minors for that long, they can put a cutoff of an age. Say, you know what, at 25 or maybe at 26, I'm going to give this up. But for Hudson, he said, I never had that moment. Always the belief that I would get there. And he has been a star for the Sox. When we come back, Munetaka Murakami is due up first, trying to extend this 4-0 lead. Welcome back. Munetaka Murakami, we take a look at the StatCast average on his 13 home runs this season.
Unbelievable. The fact that he has averages on his home runs at this point, it's not like a sample size of 2 or 3, it's 13 of them, and he's hitting the ball extremely hard and very high.
Murakami starts things off here for the White Sox as we open up this 8th inning. And then last night in the opener of this series, how about Murakami taking some time to spend some attention and some time with your kids, Gordon?
Yeah, he had just answered 15 minutes of questions, and my kids wanted to give number 5 a high five, and he spent 2 or 3 minutes hanging out with them. Just could not be a nicer guy. You know he's tired. You know he's been dealing with a lot of these questions. It still took time for my kids. It was a great moment for me as a dad, and I learned a lot about him last night.
I think that's what makes him such a special player. We've now seen what he can do on the field, but to also handle all of the responsibilities that he has off the field and do it with such grace. He is truly one of the best in the game.
He took about, as we see, Kyle Hart on for the 11th time so far this year for these Padres. A walk percentage a touch below 10. He's facing lefty on lefty against one of the best hitters in the big leagues.
Did not go around. He wants to challenge, but I believe it was too late, so he's not going to be given it. Strike 3 called.
Time now for the upcoming schedule presented by Toyota. It's one more here in San Diego, and then it's up the Turnpike, the I-5, up to the Angels, the Los Angeles Angels. 3 there. Then we're heading back home, off day, and Seattle's coming to town, followed by Kansas City and the Cubs.
Murakami took a little bit too long to get that challenge in. It would have been a ball, but it was called strike 3.
It's one of those ones where he in the grand scheme of it, he didn't want to challenge and lose it at this moment of the game because it's 4-0 White Sox. I think it's a smart no challenge if you're not sure. If you're sure, go for it, right? He's earned that opportunity, but I think really smart by him to not do that. Now he keeps 2 challenges. Even though he would have won, he still keeps 2 challenges for his catcher and pitcher when they're on the mound.
Notice first thing he does, he goes right to the pad to try to take a look at where that last pitch was to study the at-bat, and he is so good at making changes from at-bat to at-bat. 2 balls and a strike here to Vargas. Ooh, off the mask of Campusano. Saw your little boys running around on the field before the game as well, getting a chance to shag some balls. I mean, this must have been a thrill of a lifetime for them.
The big league life. They're just living it. They're walking through the Padres clubhouse with their uncle today. They were walking through the White Sox clubhouse after the win last night. They get to go in the clubhouse whoever wins, which is great.
You are the coolest dad in the world this weekend.
I'm just the coolest dad in the world.
Okay, there you go.
I mean, let's go. No, they're having a lot of fun. This has been great. They actually hit some soft balls, not real baseballs, but they hit a few over the fence out in left field earlier today. It was a lot of fun.
3-2 pitch here to Vargas. Both starters out of this game, but it was a pitching duel early. Sean Burke was incredible once again as he dueled the Padres starter Michael King. White Sox broke through with 2 runs in the 6th and 2 more in the 7th. Bouncer up the middle. It is Bogarts at short. And just getting Vargas at the bag. Let's go to Brooke.
You might have noticed a new celebration or even handshake between Colson and Mune last night. Looked like they were feeding each other some sushi there in the dugout, so naturally I had to ask them about it. Colson said it actually goes back to their off day when Mune treated them, him and a few guys, to some sushi. And then before the game, Mune came up to him and said, hey, we're going to do this. So, you know, they've already homered in the same game 7 times this season. So at this point, I guess they just need, you know, a little celebration to match it.
Brooke, is it nigiri or sashimi?
I think it's nigiri.
All right.
You can't put me on the spot like that. But Colson did say, he was like, it was a lot of fish, but he said it was cool because, you know, with Mune being Japanese, and there's a huge Japanese culture here in San Diego and on the West Coast. So the fact that he took them to dinner kind of showed him a little bit of what he's into and his culture. He said that was a really cool experience.
Colson Montgomery will send this one into right field. And that'll do it for this top of the 8th inning. Good vibes all around on and off the field for the Sox. Hey students, it is easier than ever to get your friends together for a White Sox game. You can sign up for Student Pass alerts and get access to exclusive ticket offers. Text STUDENT to 244-769 to sign up, or you can visit whitesox.com/student for more information.
Here's your new pitcher, Grant Taylor. Important spot of this game. White Sox up 4-0. They're bringing one of their horses, Grant, in. His expected ERA at 2.45. He's been really good this year. He's been really good on that mound, and he is mixing his pitches very well. He is a different pitcher than he was last year, learning after that rookie year. He has been dominant.
First pitch finds the strike zone against Jake Cronenworth. 9-1-2 in the Padres lineup to the plate here in this 8th inning. That overpowering fastball at 98 miles per hour is fouled away.
Yeah, you see that. That pitch was one that Cronenworth could probably handle, but 98 and unable to put it in play. Cronenworth was slapping his leg knowing he missed one right there.
99 as Taylor is dialing it up right now.
Will we see 100? 98, 99, 100.
What's next in line?
I can count. Remember, it's that Harvard of the South education.
There you go. Big hook, take a seat. It is time now for a preview of White Sox postgame live presented by Yingling. I'm sure Chuck and Ozzy are excited right now. Let's check in with our guys.
Hey, they look really good so far. Sean Burke, 6 scoreless. Small ball, Ozzy ball, scoring the 4 runs.
It's awesome when you don't have to see Murakami. You don't see hitting a home run. You don't see Montgomery hitting a home run to win games. Great pitching, good defense. I like what I see so far. Baseball.
Yeah, there are many ways to win baseball games. The White Sox are playing winning baseball. Hopefully it ends with a win. We'll see you on the postgame show.
All right, Chuck Ozzy, thank you, fellas. Top of the order, Ramon Laureano. Lines this one to right center field, and it's going to get down. Peters, a nice job cutting it off and getting it back in quickly, holds Laureano to a single.
Yeah, good jump by Peters right here. No chance to catch this ball, but does a good job of keeping Laureano on first base. You see that 98 bottom of the zone. That's actually an easier pitch to hit for a hitter than the top of the zone. A lot of times people are like, well, if it's more middle to top of the zone, it's easier to hit. No, a lot of guys have their swings tailored for that pitch down. Laureano got one and hits it into right center.
Fernando Tatis Jr. fouls that one off. He is 0 for 3 so far tonight. Sean Burke did an incredible job keeping this Padres lineup in check. And now it's up to the bullpen to hold on to this 4-0 lead.
Well, if you're the White Sox, this is exactly what you want, right? You have a good, strong start by Sean Burke, and then you start bringing in your horses. You got Hudson, now you got Grant Taylor. Hopefully you're handing it off to Serenanthi Dominguez.
This could be two, the flip for one. Eminem up the middle, turning two. White Sox came to play tonight in San Diego.
Flight.
It's our Steinhoffels double play. Steinhoffels donates $200 to Special Spaces Illinois for every double play. Double plays that make a difference. And it wasn't the M&M we talked about earlier today, but it is an M&M, and it's an easy double play for the White Sox. And there's the other M. M, and M. Here's Jeremiah Estrada, going for the 8th time so far this year. Recently was activated. He inherits a 4-run deficit with Chase Mydroff, hometown hero, coming to the plate.
Always a good sign when for the second game in a row, the White Sox late in a game here in the 9th do not see Mason Miller on the mound.
Amen to that. Mason Miller has been one of the most dominant pitchers in the big leagues, and the White Sox are happy they're not facing him right now.
Mason Miller has been the shutdown closer for the Padres, one of the best in the league. He's been so good, he could be in contention for the Cy Young this year. That's how good he has been.
If he keeps going like that, he will be. And doesn't matter what happens at the end of tonight. If we don't see them tonight, I can almost bet the house that they will be in there at some point tomorrow. White Sox doing what they need to do to keep those guys, the horses out there in that Padres bullpen, off of the mound.
Mydroth will use his time. 2 balls, 2 strikes the count here to start this 9th inning. He has been on base twice with a walk, singled and scored back in the 7th. Too much heat upstairs, strike 3. White Sox fans, you can create your perfect season with the 10-ticket all-access pack. Get access to the Crosstown Series against the Cubs, and you can choose your games and seats that work best for you and your schedule. To purchase, visit whitesox.com/ticket plans. There you go, I like that. The old school Sox hat right there. Beautiful night here at this ballpark. Another sellout crowd. 14th time the Padres have done that this season. But this crowd has mainly been quiet. 42,758 in attendance here tonight. Back-to-back sellouts to start this series here against the White Sox.
To your point, John, not a lot to cheer about if you're a San Diego Padres fan over the last 2 days. The White Sox went out early yesterday, quieted them, and they did it again tonight, starting in the 6th inning.
Do you feel that from the dugout when you're the opposing team, house is packed, and you've kind of quieted the crowd? Do you notice things like that?
Listen, when it's not loud, that means you're doing well. And they've done a good job of staying out in front of this crowd.
A couple strikeouts to start this 9th inning. This is the strength of the team for the Padres. Their bullpen, one of the best in the game.
Yeah, when you have guys that throw 98, have some zip on it, and then can throw this splitter in the zone for strikes, it's tough to hit. Deggers had a pretty good night, a pretty nice night at the plate. Hit a couple balls hard. Let's see if he puts an exclamation point at here.
One for 3. His RBI single came in the 7th inning. Felt like a big moment when he came through with that single. We've both seen him behind the scenes putting in all the work, and it came through at the plate for Edgar.
You know, this strap is really interesting because what it's doing is it's holding his top hand and then he's putting his bottom hand on the strap, right? And that, what he's saying, is keeping his hands together, and it kind of gives you a sense of being able to pull that bat through the zone versus, well, I don't think we're going to get a chance to talk about it, unfortunately.
We go to the bottom of the ninth. Sox up 4-0.
Illinois.
Sean Burke set the tone for the night. The White Sox bats came alive, and now it's up to Grant Taylor on for his second inning of work to close out this bottom of the ninth.
We didn't know where they were going to go in the bottom of the ninth, but they stick with Taylor.
Jackson Merrill leads things off. 3-4-5 coming to the plate for the Padres. And the first two have missed here for Grant Taylor. Last time we saw him on the mound was Monday against the Angels, so he is plenty rested. It's the ground ball, but just foul. So defensive replacement, White Sox putting Derek Hill into the game in left field, replacing Antonacci to try to preserve this 4-run lead. There's the good fastball from Taylor, and it's 2-2. Taylor, the full windup. Certainly doesn't want to walk the leadoff hitter. Give any kind of momentum to the Padres here in the bottom of the ninth. The payoff. There's the breaking ball. How about the confidence from Taylor?
Yeah, you said it. Don't want to walk somebody to start the ninth, especially up 4 runs. You never want to do it, but especially when you have that kind of lead. And then to go with the breaking ball means he's got confidence to throw a strike.
On the ground, it is my drop, the dive. Taylor covering, but not in time, as Jackson Merrill will beat it out at first.
This is one of those plays you just don't love to see this to start the inning. A great play by Mydroth, but unfortunately, Murakami's going for this, which I totally understand, and Taylor just a little hesitant right there. You see it, and he was just late getting over there. At that point, it's over. Merrill can really run. Taylor kicking himself. See if he can find a way to wiggle himself out of a little bit of a jam here to start the ninth.
Manny Machado 0 for 3. As Grant Taylor looks down at his landing spot as he misses there, ball 1. The crowd is chanting Manny. And you see Edgar Carroll telling his pitcher, relax. As this capacity crowd all of a sudden coming alive here in this bottom of the ninth inning. 2-0. That one skips and allow Jackson Merrill to scoot to second.
Tries the slider, can't hit with the fastball, and that one was nowhere close. Merrill with a pretty good job. I mean, it doesn't really matter that he gets to second base. That run doesn't matter. But now 3-0 to Manny Machado, who I would assume will be taking.
Fastball in there, strike one.
I think you got to make him hit it. See how far you can hit this one. That's what I would be saying. Throw that fastball, get a strike. Can't walk two guys here.
There is strike two as we now have activity in the White Sox bullpen.
And I said can't walk two guys. Obviously, he didn't walk the first guy, but he was in jeopardy of doing that. Now right back in the at-bat against Machado.
Payoff from Taylor. Missed ball four, so the first two have reached here in the ninth.
The memorable moment presented by Prevagen. A big, big swing of the bat. A duck snort in right field, and that put the White Sox up, and Edgar Caro with a hard-hit line drive past a diving Cronenworth. That was another one, and then a beautiful sacrifice right there by Peters to get run number 4 across. They're up 4-0, but it just got a little bit louder here.
That mound visit from Zach Bove, twofold to calm down Grant Taylor. Also give time to Sir Anthony Dominguez, who just got up and throwing for the White Sox in the bullpen. And it has turned into a completely different atmosphere here at Petco Park. Xander Bogaerts has carried this offense this first part of the season for the Padres as Taylor misses ball 1. Bogaerts is 0 for 3 tonight. And that one missing, and a challenge from Edgar Caro. White Sox have 2 remaining.
Yeah, good time for a challenge, but I'm not sure it's a strike.
ABS powered by T-Mobile.
Chicago will have 1 remaining challenge.
Well, this got a little bit hairier, John. 3-0 to a guy, unfortunately, that has struck out 3 times tonight. He's been swinging the bat well overall this season, but tonight has not been feeling it, and he's getting a gift right now from Grant.
Taylor deals. Misses on 4 straight. And now the former Sox, Gavin Sheets, will step up to the plate representing the tying run. Talk about some drama here in San Diego.
Well, Taylor's been playing with a little bit of fire. Almost walked Merrill. Walks the next 2. Bases loaded, and Gavin Sheets, a guy that can leave the yard and has. He's got 4 on the year. This is a big spot. Let's see what Grant Taylor can do with it.
Bases loaded, nobody out. And a breaking ball misses ball 1. Grant Taylor has missed with his last 6 pitches in a row. That's 7 in a row now. A deep breath from Taylor. Trying to find the strike zone. And there it is, strike 1.
Got to be careful right here. Obviously, you want to throw strikes, but this is that pitch that you can't just groove a fastball in the middle of the plate. You've got to be able to spot up on the edge. Can't throw it right down the middle to Gavin, who's looking for it.
Got the fastball, but fouled away, and it's now 2-2.
Hopefully that gives Taylor a little bit of confidence. We're going to look at that pitch again. Let's see where it was located. I said it couldn't be in the middle of the plate, and I was wrong. It was right there, but he's able to beat Gavin Sheets. Huge pitch right here.
2-2. Breaking ball and a challenge from Edgar Caro. This is going to be huge.
The catcher's challenging the ball call.
ABS, powered by T-Mobile. We take a look. Let's go!
Wow, what a pitch. He has not been able to hit with that curveball in a few batters, but finally got one. We'll watch it pitch by pitch. There's that slider down and in. Fastball below the zone. It's 2-0. He throws one in there. Gavin taking all the way, and then Gavin gets his pitch. He misses it, and Taylor on the edge with that breaker. A huge pitch and a massive out here with the bases loaded here in the bottom of the ninth.
We will have a pitching change with one out. Bases loaded in the ninth. Sir Anthony Dominguez is coming in
the Pizza Hut app.
Sox fans, celebrate life's special moments with a personalized scoreboard message at Rate Field. It is perfect for Mother's Day, birthdays, graduations, and more. Order your message at whitesox.com/scoreboard.
Sir Anthony Dominguez on for the save opportunity. He's worked scoreless in 9 of his last 11 and is 7 for 8 in save opportunities. He's converted on the last 4 he's been a part of. And this is a big moment. Bases loaded here, bottom of the ninth, 1 out.
Dominguez guides in his first strike, 1-1 to count here. A 4-0 lead for the White Sox. Bases loaded, 1 out. Dominguez to the plate. This one's popped up. My drop drifting back. Coming in from right is Kelnick. He will make the catch. The runners stay put, and the White Sox are 1 out away from wrapping it up.
Good communication out there between Mydroth and Kelnick. Kelnick taking charge as he should, and an easy play for him, but bases loaded, 2 outs, and one of their hotter hitters at the plate, Campusano. He's been one of their better hitters of the start of the season. And he's got a big opportunity here with 2 outs in the bottom of the ninth.
First pitch fouled back, strike 1. Campusano is 0 for 3 tonight. They ground out his last time up in the 7th. That was against Brian Hudson. 0-1. Knee buckler, and Edgar Caro is going to challenge again.
Watching it live, I thought it was in there.
ABS powered by T-Mobile, and Caro is correct again. Call is overturned.
Yep, can't take it with you, right? Got an opportunity and took it. Good job by Edgar.
He is so valuable to this White Sox team, what Edgar Caro brings. A strike away. 0-2. Got him! Sir Anthony Dominguez saves the day in the 9th, and the White Sox win it 4-0 and will take this series against the Padres.
Nasty pitch, slider off the plate, never a strike. Definitely had Campusano sped up, and great job to come in and keep any runs off of the board. It's one of the longest win streaks in the big leagues right now, 5 in a row, and 2 of them coming against one of the best teams in baseball. They played small ball today. Sean Burke was excellent to start this game, pitching 6 strong innings, and the bullpen did their job. The White Sox are playing some really, really good baseball. This is a great brand of baseball, John.
We're so used to so many balls leaving the yard. Not one home run tonight, and for the White Sox finding another way to get it done. A 4-0 win over the Padres. This was fun. For Brooke Fletcher, Gordon Beckham, I'm John Schriffen. Thanks for staying up late with us here on Saturday night. It is a final. White Sox win it. They take the first 2 games and this series from the Padres. Going for the sweep tomorrow. Woo! White Sox postgame live presented by Yingling comes your way next. Chuck Ozzie, it's all yours.
How about the White Sox? Another win. They've won 5 in a row. They've already won the series in San Diego. They get a shutout over the Padres. First time in franchise history they've shut out the Padres. There's something happening with the Sox.
Well, they're playing great baseball. Like today, they know, they know what's there. Get a Mooney get a home run, or Vargas, or
small ball.
They do every little thing, even a big hit for Vargas down there. Just Carroll, last 2 calls for a strike, the challenge.
Yeah.
The ground base hit to right field to bring the guy in. There's so many little good things happen. Burke threw the way through the ball last couple of outings. Great job for him.
6 scores for him. The White Sox scored 2 runs in the 6th, 2 runs in the 7th. Yeah, it got a little nerve-wracking there in the 9th, but the Sox have won the game 4-0, and we have a winning edition of White Sox Postgame Live coming your way next. It is right here on CHSN. Don't go anywhere.